The good news out there in the pandemic is that there is a vaccine and it is being shipped around. But the question is going to be how fast and how soon will you actually have access to it? So I saw a story that really blew my mind and reminded me that even after all of this, after 2020, I can still be naive apparently. Because the story talks about how President-elect Joe Biden's coronavirus advisory team has consulted with scientists and supply chain experts about whether he should invoke a wartime production law to help produce and administer more vaccines, according to two different advisors. So basically, this is about using the Defense Production Act, or DPA, which Trump used at one point to speed the production of PPE and components to test for the coronavirus. And the reason that this blows my mind is, how is it possible that they're not already doing this? Like, we have two vaccines have been approved now. One is already being distributed, one will be distributed soon. And we're not doing everything imaginable to produce as much of it as possible. We're just gonna be like, yeah, Pfizer, whatever you can make is cool. We'll take that. I mean, we're only losing like 2,000 to 3,000 plus people every single day. No, take your time, produce whatever you can in your own factories. It's important that you have control of this and especially the profits. But that's actually what's going on. Like, they're considering using it. That's a plus, since Trump clearly isn't going to, even though he really wants you to believe that the vaccine is all due to him. This would be one way of at least having that be a little bit accurate. But Anna, as of right now, they're just letting private industry make it on the pace that they want. Not like we have so many other areas where vaccines are produced for other things that in theory could be switched over to used for this. But they're still considering that as like a hypothetical.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to get to a point where we accept the fact that the system is working the way that it's supposed to work. This is not the bug, this is the feature. This is capitalism, which means profits over people. And it's gonna continue working out this way. I mean, even in countries, there's still that still have private industry, like European Union countries, for instance. They have at least enough regulations in place to check the influence of private industry or the vested interests of private industry. In the United States, we've gone in a completely different direction. And I don't even really think that you can reform a system like this effectively for the long haul, as long as there's a profit motive involved in things like our healthcare system, for instance. Private industry will find a way to claw back regulations that are in the best interests of people. But there are certain things that should not be commodified. Healthcare is a human right, it should not be commodified, period. And so what we're seeing here, again, I really wanna emphasize, is a system that's working the exact way that it is supposed to work. It values profits over people. It will continue to value profits over people, which is why, again, certain things like healthcare, like the prison system, like education, water, things like that should not be commodified. But alas, here we are, life-saving drugs, water at this point, which is now being traded in the in the stock market. All of these things that we need for survival have been commodified, traded for profit, and that opens it up to all sorts of abuse that leads to more human lives being lost.
Yeah, 100%. That water thing was one of the most shocking bits of news of the past few weeks. Hopefully he'll do it. I think, look, it's like, what are we gonna lose in the next 4 months? Are we hoping we're only gonna lose 150,000 people? Are we hoping we'll only lose 200,000 people? Like, if there was a product that needed to be seized to stop the Nazis from killing hundreds of thousands of Americans, I like to think they'd do it. No, if I was in charge, you take it, you give Pfizer whatever, $2 billion, $5 billion, whatever, you came up with it, good, here's your payment. And now we're going to be using every factory that is capable of being reconfigured to produce more vaccine and whatever, all down the supply chain. They're worried about possible losing shortages of certain components that will go into it. Okay, then we're also going to take control of that. And we're gonna make sure that we get people vaccinated as quick as possible. And if it's 1 day quicker than it would by leaving it up to them, good, we'll save thousands of Americans. If it's a week quicker, a month quicker, we can save tens of thousands of lives. We should 100% do that. Pfizer has already been paid, they're gonna make tons of money. Beyond that, I don't care about them. I care about the families that are gonna be destroyed by dragging our heels. And supposedly, based on what I'm seeing, Biden's aides, one of the things that's driving them is the belief that expectations about how fast people are going to be vaccinated are being increased by Trump talking up the prevalence of the vaccine, how common it is. And if they don't actually take control of the process, they won't be able to meet the timelines that are being talked about right now, and they'll be blamed if they don't do it quick enough. Well, I think they 100% will. The Republicans, even Fox News is going to be talking about how slow the vaccination is going, even as every night they do segments about how you shouldn't get vaccinated because Bill Gates put stuff in it. So yeah, he should very much be worried about that. And if this is one way to get out in front of it, on day one, the DPA should be invoked. They should produce it as fast as possible. We'll see if they actually
do. Absolutely.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.